Hello, I am here to do your Medicine Bag Monday read where we tap into the energies in play this week and we feel out the best way that we can make use of those energies to level up in our lives, not just in our material reality, but also emotionally, spiritually, take our thoughts to a higher level of consciousness. It was 23 on the clock when I said that. And if you're hip to the number 23, you know what that's all about, okay? Look it up. Look it up. It's very interesting. There's such a connection point with 23. You know, things come in 23s, all right? It's also a number of change, right? And change is definitely something that's on deck with this energy. We are right now currently building up to a super moon, full moon. It's the super strawberry full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, we're talking about big, ripe, juicy energy, expansive energy. There's so much coming in, and this particular moon is also square Neptune, but the effect is actually really beneficial for us. It helps us kind of overcome our illusions. It helps us to see the way through the dark wood. You know, it helps us to get to the other side of the things that have kind of had us stuck in the places that we've denied or we haven't been conscious of. That Pluto energy in retrograde has been giving us a lot of support and just taking all that subconscious material and bringing it into conscious awareness where we can really look at the way we trip ourselves up. You know, I just got like coyote medicine, you know, coming in, the way we can trip ourselves up, have us chasing our own tails, you know, with the stories we tell ourselves, you know, it kind of the jokes we play on ourselves, big trickster energy, okay? But it's also very dynamic energy in play right now that can really see us transforming our lives in such a beautiful way that will bring a really big harvest in the fall is what I got. This is really blessed up energy coming in. It is big energy. It is expansive energy. Do take the time tonight to do a little moon bathing. Just take it in. Look at the sky, man. There is so much to see there. I went out on a late night walk last night and it's like, oh, the clouds and the way they were doing their moon dance, you know, weaving with Lady Luna. They sure had a story to tell. You know, there was so much to see, so many portents in the sky. So tune into that expansive energy. Just, you know, let that crown chakra drink in that lunar essence. Imagine yourself like an ace of cups, right? Just being filled to the brim, overflowing with that white pearlescent lunar essence of this super moon in Sagittarius. And I think you'll find it a very transformational energy. Likewise, if there's anything that you need to release right now so you can move into greater expansion, you know, as we head into the small hours tonight, it'll be the ideal time to do any of your release work. If you need to have a good burn, if there's some shit you need to bury, if there's something you need to give over to a flowing body of water, tonight would be a really good night to do that, as well as all throughout, you know, this dark moon cycle that will follow, okay? Because that's what the full moon is about. It's about culminations, but at the same time, it's also about letting go, all right? So with that Sagittarius energy in the mix, that big Sagittarius energy, we really are looking at moving into expansion, experiencing our bless ups. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, so it makes everything larger than life. So make that room, you know, make that room in your consciousness so you can really let in what's larger than life, right? That thing that you thought maybe was too much to hope for, too much to anticipate coming in. You might find yourself surprised by what Big Daddy Jupiter pulls out of his cosmic grab bag, okay? I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised with what is coming in. But right now I'm gonna get some, oops, let's just change that here. Yeah, you've been waiting. I saw the hangman energy when the card flipped over there in my hand as I was getting ready to shuffle here. So a lot of you have been just in this holding pattern, you know? You haven't been struggling with it. You've been taking it easy. You've been enjoying a little time to rest and relax. You know that the time is coming soon to move away from the things that have held you back. You know, you're ready to move to calmer waters, okay? But you've just sort of been getting a different vantage point of things, looking at things in a different way. That's big Pisces energy coming in here. And of course, with the Sagittarius super moon being square Neptune, you know, Neptune is one of Pisces rulers. And there's really interesting energy in play right now. Because on top of that, okay, you know, Jupiter is also one of the rulers of Pisces, okay? So we have this Pisces Sagittarius play and energies going on right now. Very front and center, you know, because we got Sagittarius ruler is Jupiter. Jupiter is also shared by Pisces. And that Sagittarius supermoon is square Neptune. And Neptune is also the ruler of Pisces, okay? So big water fire energy, right? It's that big like yin yang kind of energy coming in, that balancing point. And we've been talking a lot about that. This is when we really get down to the alchemy, right? Because if you look at that alchemy card in tarot, which is temperance, it is a balancing of fire and water, right? And so if we can, you know, find the place where things come to a nice, you know, simmer, you know, a nice simmer instead of a rolling boil, or, you know, just sitting there watching the pot, wondering when it's going to come, to that boiling point, we can really get cooking. If you can find that middle point, you know, where you know, just the right amount of heat to bring to let things come to a nice simmer, really get your soul stew going. I feel like there's just so many blessings that are coming in, but really right now it's so important. Clear your energy, okay? Yeah, we do see one of the things that was the crossing influence that came out on the board is the Six of Swords. So this is all about us moving away from troubled times. A lot of you may have been going through challenges recently, may have been having a rough time, and you can just rest assured that now we're heading into smoother waters for a while here, okay? We're heading towards an easier flow of life, and it's really appropriate that the King of Wands would show up with this big Sagittarius energy coming in. This is fire sign energy, so that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? I feel in particular those who have strong fire placements in their chart, that would be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node, or even just the house of that sign, really loaded with planets, can have a strong influence. You know, you're really feeling this moon. You feel like you're in your element. You're really enjoying the vibe, and you can feel the power that's building in the way that it's supporting you in a redirect in life that's really going to be in alignment with where your soul's at right now, okay? So we're gonna dive into that a bit more. Yeah, we do see there's a really positive transition with this 11-11 energy of the Four of Wands moving into a time of celebration. A lot of you are looking for a place to call home, a place where you can really put down roots and feel like you belong. And this doesn't only have to deal with like a physical home, okay? It's also like, where are my people? Where's my soul tribe? Where are the people I really resonate with, you know, who feel me and I feel them, and we're on the same page. And it's also a spirit of celebration. It's like really feeling like, hey man, I arrived. And some of you will be attending some kind of celebration. Some of you will be planning marriages. Some of you will be celebrating engagements. Some of you will be moving to a new home, you know, or really refurbishing your homes. These are some things that are coming in for you with this cycle. Some of you will be hitting the road. You'll be going out traveling. You'll be looking for that place called home. And I just got that some of you may also be in a place of redefining your spirituality. So some of you might start exploring, different kinds of philosophies, different kinds of spiritual thought, and really feeling out like, what really speaks to my soul? What really resonates with me? So that's kind of a cool message. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just follow this through. Top of the deck energy, 5 of Cups. We see that in the past, what was supposed to be cause for celebration caused disappointment, regret, but you did gain a pearl of wisdom, a pearl of knowledge from those experiences that you went through. It's important that you stop reflecting on this. We've been talking about this quite a bit lately, right? You got to pluck that pearl, okay? Because it brings in a 2 of Cups. It brings in a new beginning in love, all right? We see big rebirth energy here. So again, I'm really picking up all this energy builds through the summertime, but yeah, backing that up on the top deck energy, 2 of Cups, all right? And it was 10:55 on the clock when I said that. So with every ending, 10s are all about endings, all right? But within every ending is the seed of the new beginning. It's represented by the 0, that starting point, right? The fool's journey. So, there's it's in the I Ching, and I wish I could remember the quote, but it was basically talking about banging on a drum and singing, and that people bang on a drum and they wail when they're in grief, when they're in a sense of loss, or they bang on a drum and sing in celebration, when they feel like they're on the upward turn of the spiral. And really, you should always bang on the drum and sing a song of celebration, because anything that is released because it no longer serves, and you're ready to move up to the next stage in your personal development, the next stage in your life. You have to start thinking of it as sort of preparing the soil for a new seed to be planted, instead of watering what's already dead on the vine, with your tears and your grief. And it's important to hold space for that. It's important to hold space for mourning, the loss of things, for grief. But you don't want to become a ghost haunting your own past. This is very important. But we do see, that there is that reward coming in as promised, as promised in the 5 of Cups. Here it comes with the bats. Bats are all about rebirth energy. And here it comes in the true soul partnership, really beautiful energy there. Okay, I just want to do a cut of the deck on that. Yeah, 3 of Cups. It brings a spirit of celebration. And isn't that funny? I love how this tied back together so beautifully. Look at this. I love to just show people how the story unfolds. You had this loss, something that was supposed to be a celebration ended up being a disappointment, a sorrow, something that you felt heartbreak over, loss over, regret over, remorse over, but here there's still a gift. It comes in the arrival, the rebirth. So in some cases, this can be reconciliation energy. If you've been in a position where you've had a fallout with a loved one, with a family member, with a friend, with a lover, with a partner, this is an opportunity to get on the same page in some cases. In other cases, it's that the situation you were in, that connection that you had that you thought was your true celebration, wasn't. It was there to give you a pearl of wisdom. It was to teach you something so you could go to the next level. And here comes your big rebirth energy that's going to come in and bring you the true celebration. You see, you didn't lose nothing after all. You didn't lose nothing after all. It turns the celebration upright, okay? There's a turnaround, and we see here comes in the 2 of Cups, the true soulmate connection. And with that 4 of Wands there, this is like real shit. This is big, blessed up energy. So beautiful, beautiful story emerging there. But let's have a look at what else comes in, okay? And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It only takes a second. It's free. and it really helps out the channel. It also allows other people to get in touch with these messages. So, share the love, pass it around. Do hit the notification bell, because when you do that, it'll keep you updated on everything I'm bringing here. I am going to start to be more active on this channel and bring more to you all, okay? I'm really balancing things out. I have another channel. I actually have two other channels, but the main one is Broad Coven, and I've been putting in a lot of energy there, but I also want to start bringing in some love here. And I have Justice Tarot, which is just tarot for all things Libra. And I'm going to be starting to put more stuff up there as well, okay? So if you're curious about those other channels, do scroll down on my homepage here at Cobra's Medicine Bag. I do have both of those other channels listed, and I'd love to see y'all over there too. Each has a little different flavor, a little different vibe, okay? And to all of you who have subscribed and you show up here and you drop in with me and learn about Ayurveda, and you sit in with me weekly for these readings, and communicate with me, share your thoughts and feelings in the comments. I just want to tell you thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm new on YouTube. I'm the new kid on the block, and it's really nice to just have that warm reception and to feel that support. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the start of my journey. So let's see what else is coming in for the collective with this. I'm going to go with this super moon cycle, okay? It's very interesting. There's a lot of love cards showing up on the table here, okay? There's big love energy in the mix here for sure. Okay, I just want to have a look. We see that the crossing influence right here, okay, is the Lovers. All right, that's Gemini energy right there, air making an appearance. It's interesting with it as the crossing influence, because traditionally, the Lovers card is about making a choice between two things, usually two people, but it can also be a very big heart-centered choice around two courses of action, two different paths to pursue. 1717 on the clock when I said that. So for some of you, that is the story, because that's double eights. That's all about manifestation, okay? It's also about abundance. So maybe some of you are trying to weigh out career choices. Maybe there's one direction you could go, which you have the financial solvency if you go in that direction. Maybe you even went to school, you got a degree, you studied this. 1744 on the clock when I said that. And maybe you're finding that it doesn't really resonate with you though. It's yeah, it may feed my bank account, but it's not going to feed my soul. And then there might be another direction that you really want to explore, that really speaks deeply to your spirit, that allows you to tap into your creativity, and you're maybe having a tug of war, between making this choice, right? So we see, this is another possibility. It can be trying to make a choice in love, between two people. It could be between two lifestyles, hey, maybe I want to be single, or you know what, maybe I want to be in a real committed relationship, and that's my vision of what's in alignment, with my heart and the way I want to create relationship. Okay, so we see this as the crossing influence. This is big crux of the matter coming in. We also see that there is the Six of Pentacles here. So I think with that card coming in with this title card from the deck, I think this is about redefining what give and take looks like in your life, redefining your story about relationships, and maybe some places where you thought there were inequities, where one person gave more than the other and it felt very imbalanced. It's time to kind of close those cycles and really look at what you bring to the table and what you are wanting in a partner when it comes to that, in a partner who can meet you. I do think there's opportunity for healing, and communication. You may be having some closure conversations in some cases, okay? with, people you were involved with in the past. We do see a message coming in here. I think this can help bring balance in this situation. That's what I'm picking up, all right? It allows you to move away from these old dynamics. And in some cases, that's just going to look like healing, like a peaceful letting go and understanding. In other cases, it could be you decide to renew the connection, whether that's a friendship, whether it's healing a rift with a family member, or, whether that's with a lover. We have to look at all aspects of these cards, because the fact of the matter is not everybody wants to have a lover, all right? So you can't just automatically, look at that card and think, well, that's definitely a choice between two loves, People have all different kinds of lifestyles, all right? So I do see where there's been some kind of relationship that's close to your heart, where there's been I see there's been an inequity in give and take. I feel like there's going to be a turnaround, like some message is going to come in. There's communication that's going to occur between the two of you that's going to allow you to get on the same page and create balance in that situation. And in that respect, this could very well, I get two messages with this Six of Swords. It can be moving away from troubled times and the connection to a more peaceful, harmonious, interaction with each other, which is really beautiful. And it was 21:12 on the clock when I said that. Double 3 energy, okay? So that's really about helpful influences, and that there's spiritual support for this as well. The other thing that I got is that some of you may be going on kind of a healing journey with somebody. And I really see this as an actual, literal journey. Like some of you might go on a retreat with somebody, to do some healing work. Attend some kind of workshop, what just came in was Tantra workshop. So I don't know if some of you might be exploring this, like really wanting to connect with your lover on a deeper level, wanting it to be more than just sensual gratification, but wanting to really connect on a soul level. So you might be doing like a Tantra workshop together. This will bring a lot of healing and connection in your relationship. Some of you may just be traveling with each other, just needing to get away out of your usual environment, and coming to a place of resolution where you can kind of move away from all the distractions and do a deep dive together. 22 on the clock when I said that. My goodness, double 11s and double 4 energy, really rooting things is what I feel, and like I said, again, in some cases that rooting is a matter of laying to rest. It's like, okay, that's done, and coming to like sort of a place of resolve within the self and within the connection, and in other cases it's about rooting a new beginning. But I do see on the other side of that, for those where this is speaking romantically, it really is about opening up to new love dynamic. And there is definitely soulmate energy and reason for celebration coming in here with the Lovers, the 3 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, and just the way that came out with the 5 of Cups, the way that story told together. There's definitely a love story here. Yeah, it's interesting because they were upright in my hand, but the way I turned them over, I just turned them over in reverse, okay? So again, we see in the past with the 2 of Swords, I'm going to read them reverse because that's how I turned them over to look at them, even though they were originally upright, all right? There's a message here. So the 2 of Swords with the Magician, all right, reversed. So for the 2 of Swords to be reversed, I feel like you are definitely going to be choosing a direction. And I feel like this Sagittarius supermoon energy coming in here, this is what it's encouraging, right? We've kind of been static. We've kind of been stuck. We've kind of been in that hangman energy, getting a different view of things, grappling through our illusions, sorting through, well, what really is true? If I just really look at it as is instead of pouring all the emotional perceptions that can cloud things, I feel like a lot of you are sort of forced to look at things very logically, as opposed to so emotionally. You had your emotions about it, but you've been in this process of sort of extracting the emotional processing aspect from what you're actually dealing with, to tend to practicalities in these matters and making choices about how you needed to move forward. And I feel in a way you've been focusing more on that, on practicalities. And now we're kind of doing this deep dive, with that Neptune energy into this expansiveness of that Sagittarius moon energy, to dive into more of the emotional aspect. I just heard, if you're not familiar with Peter Murphy, please do get familiar with Peter Murphy and Bauhaus, okay? But Peter Murphy put out an amazing album, and there's this song, it's an old school, okay? It's an old school album, but there's this song on there called Deep Ocean, Vast Sea. And the album it's on is Deep. Deep is a masterpiece from beginning to end. 25:33 on the clock when I said this. There's lots of messages in that album, Deep, but in particular, that song, Deep Ocean, Vast Sea by Peter Murphy. Listen to it, okay? That's the song for this full moon's energy that's coming in here, all right? We see, with this magician reverse energy, now is not really the time for you to focus on trying to call anything in. All right. Some of you out there may be really wanting a partner. You may really be wanting love. I'm picking this up. So you may be like looking for it. All right. And I feel like now is not the time for that, just to make, a decision, right? With this Two of Swords in reverse, it means you moved out of this place of indecision. You're making a clear-cut choice. And that's all about what you're wanting to create for your life moving forward, okay? Really keeping your vision firm on that. And that means that you now you have to take your hands off of it, all right? You got to stop looking for that thing. You've already decided this is what I'm setting my sights on. Now just, embody that energy, create the space for it to come in for you. That's your job. Not for you to decide how that manifests. It's really time to trust the energy that's building and the energy you've already set into motion. And you live as if you're already there, So let's say you were calling in your dream career, all right, where you were doing what you love, all right? What would your day look like? Like, how would you schedule out your day? Try to do that as close to possible as you can right now in your current situation. What kind of habits would you have? Start doing those things, even though you're not there yet. Start doing them as if you are. If you create, if you're the architect, of that template, that your new life, that when that energy comes in, it'll slide into the appropriate spaces, as it's meant to, of this, sort of framework you create for your future that's in alignment with your vision, you're going to see everything come into place. But if there's this need to clear out the clutter from those spaces, right, in the form of energetic connections, unfinished emotional business, baggage you've been, dragging around with you. And as you do that and you release your sense of attachment, okay? Don't get too specific. This is coming in, so I'm going to speak to it, okay? A lot of times people talk about their ideal lover, all right? And it's great to make up a list and describe every detail of this person and what they're like and what they look like and how they talk and what their habits are. And, when you do that, you're actually really limiting love. Want to just trust and be open and think more about what do you want to feel when you're in that space and apart. Don't make it about the other. Make it about you. How do you want to feel emotionally when you're with your person? Where do you want to be at within yourself? Stop focusing on what it needs to look like in the other person. Focus on what it needs to look like in you, all right? You do that, you nurture that, you create that, you're going to find it coming into alignment. Don't be too stuck to your story, because then you limit yourself in the bless up. And why the heck would you want to do that, okay? And I'm going to do a cut of the deck energy here. Yeah. Give it over to spirit with this Hierophant energy. Just trust. You know, you got a lot of spiritual support around you. You got a lot of guides around you right now. You know, some of you, I really feel, work with angel energy. You know, you got a lot of angels around you right now. And they're working in partnership with you. And nature is your ally too. You're going to get a lot of signs of synchronicity and what direction you should go when you're out in nature. I can't help but see this glow. You know, I know it's the sun, but for some reason it's reminding me of this supermoon energy coming in. So again, like, look to the sky tonight, do a little moon bathing, you know, see what intuitions come through for you. Listen, spirit's going to let you know, they got you, all right? Just trust. There's beautiful things coming. We're leaving behind everything that confined us, and we're moving into greater expansion and joy with that building sun that's going to come in with the solstice very soon here, okay? So get ready to shine and get ready for your glow up. It's coming, collective.